Hello, my friends, and welcome to today's episode of the Slow English Podcast. My name is David, and I am very happy that you are here. If this is your first time listening, let me give you a warm welcome. This podcast is designed for English learners who want to improve step by step with slow, clear speech, practical exercises, and tips you can apply every day. Before we start, I have a small request for you. Please subscribe to this channel or podcast so you never miss a new episode. By subscribing, you support our mission to provide daily English learning content and join our global community of learners. Don't forget to like this episode and share it with friends who want to improve their English. Together, we can practice, learn, and grow every day. Now, let's talk about today's exciting theme. Become fluent through listening practice. Many learners face a big challenge. They can read English, they can understand some words, but they struggle to speak fluently. One of the key reasons is that they have not trained their listening skills enough. Listening is not just understanding words. It trains your brain to recognize patterns, sounds, and natural rhythm in English. Fluency is not about knowing every word perfectly. It is about thinking fast, speaking naturally, and understanding English as it is spoken by native speakers. And one of the most effective ways to reach fluency is listening practice. Listening is like the foundation of a house. If your listening is strong, your speaking, reading, and even writing will improve more quickly. In today's episode, I will guide you on how to use slow English listening practice to build fluency. We will focus on techniques you can practice every day, even if you are alone. I will also give examples and exercises to help you train your ears, your brain, and your speaking muscles at the same time. Listening practice is powerful because it teaches your brain to predict, recognize, and respond in English automatically. You will begin to hear words and phrases naturally instead of translating from your language. You will notice that after some practice, you can understand conversations faster and answer more confidently. Many learners make the mistake of only studying grammar or vocabulary. But grammar and vocabulary alone do not make you fluent. Listening is the bridge between knowing English and speaking English fluently. It is also enjoyable. Listening to stories, dialogues, and podcasts in slow English can be fun and motivating. In this introduction, my goal is to help you understand that fluency is possible for everyone. With daily listening practice and simple exercises, you can train your brain to understand English naturally and speak more confidently. You don't need to spend hours. Even 15-20 minutes every day can make a big difference. In the next two parts of this podcast, we will explore two main ideas. First, I will show you how to practice listening every day in a way that builds real fluency. Second, we will go through practical exercises that combine listening and speaking so you can train your mind and voice at the same time. So, my friends, relax, take a deep breath, and get ready. This is your time to improve your English, step by step. Welcome to the Slow English Podcast by David, and let's begin this journey together toward English fluency. Part 1. How to practice listening every day to become fluent. Hello again, my friends. This is David, and welcome back to the Slow English Podcast. In this part, we will talk about how to practice listening every day to improve your fluency in English. Listening is one of the most important skills, and many learners forget that speaking comes from listening. The more you listen, the faster your brain can understand and respond in English. The first step is choose the right materials. Start with slow English podcasts, simple dialogues, or short stories. The key is to listen at a speed where you can understand most of the words without stopping. If it is too fast, your brain will feel lost. You can also repeat the audio multiple times. For example, listen once to understand the general idea, then a second time to focus on pronunciation, and a third time to repeat sentences out loud. The second step is listen actively, not passively. Passive listening, like playing English in the background while doing something else, is useful sometimes, but real progress comes from active listening. Focus on the words, the rhythm, the pronunciation, and the sentence structure. Try to predict what the speaker will say next. This trains your brain to process English faster. The third step is break the audio into small parts. For example, if you listen to a dialogue of 5 minutes, divide it into 1-minute segments. Listen carefully to one segment, repeat it aloud, and try to shadow the speaker. Shadowing means speaking at the same time as the speaker, copying their speed, intonation, and pronunciation. This exercise trains both your listening and speaking skills simultaneously. The fourth step is write down new words and expressions. When you hear a word or sentence that is new, write it in a notebook. Then, later, practice saying it aloud. This helps your brain connect listening with speaking. For example, if you hear, "I usually go for a walk in the morning," write it down and repeat it. You can even make small variations. "I usually go for a run in the morning." This makes your learning active and personalized. The fifth step is practice every day. Even 10 to 20 minutes daily is more powerful than one long session once a week. Consistency is the secret to fluency. Your brain needs repetition to create strong connections between words, sounds, and meaning. Each day of listening is a step closer to thinking and speaking in English naturally. Finally, remember to enjoy the process. Listening can be fun. Choose topics you like: travel, hobbies, daily life, or stories. When you enjoy the content, your brain will remember more, and your learning will feel natural. So, to summarize, choose the right material, listen actively, break it into small parts, write and repeat new words, practice daily, and enjoy it. By following these steps, you will train your brain to understand English automatically, which is the foundation of fluency. Part 2. Practical exercises to combine listening and speaking. Welcome back, my friends. This is David, and now we will focus on practical exercises that help you improve listening and speaking together. These exercises are simple but very powerful if you practice them every day. Exercise 1. Shadowing. Shadowing is one of the best ways to improve your listening and pronunciation at the same time. Choose a short audio, like a dialogue or a podcast segment. Listen carefully, then repeat exactly at the same time as the speaker. Try to copy their rhythm, stress, and intonation. For example, if the sentence is, "I usually drink coffee in the morning," say it aloud while listening. Repeat this several times until it feels natural. Exercise 2. Pause and repeat. While listening to a slow English podcast, pause after each sentence. Repeat the sentence aloud. This helps you focus on pronunciation and understand the structure of sentences. You can also try to change words slightly to practice new expressions. For example, if the speaker says, "I go to the park every morning," you can say, "I go to the library every morning." This makes learning active. Exercise 3. Listening with questions. Before listening, ask yourself questions about the topic. For example, if the podcast is about daily routines, ask, "What does the speaker do in the morning? What do they eat for breakfast?" While listening, try to answer in English. This improves comprehension and trains your brain to think in English while listening. Exercise 4. Write and speak. After listening to a segment, write down new words, expressions, or sentences. Then read them aloud several times. This connects listening, writing, and speaking, making your learning more effective. Writing helps your brain remember, and speaking aloud trains your mouth and voice. Exercise 5. Retell the story. Listen to a short story or dialogue in slow English. Then close your eyes and try to retell it in your own words. Don't worry about mistakes. The goal is to practice producing English while using your listening memory. You can also record yourself and compare with the original. This is excellent for fluency and confidence. Exercise 6. Daily listening habit. Finally, create a daily listening routine. Even 15 to 20 minutes per day makes a big difference. Combine different exercises, shadowing in the morning, pause and repeat during the day, and retelling in the evening. Consistency is more important than long hours. Small daily steps build fluency. By combining listening and speaking in these ways, your brain will start to recognize English sounds, words, and sentences automatically. You will feel more confident when speaking and understanding English in real-life situations. Remember, the secret is practice every day. Listening without speaking is helpful, but combining the two accelerates learning and builds real fluency. My friends, we have reached the end of today's episode about becoming fluent through listening practice. I hope you enjoyed this journey with me and learned some practical ways to improve your English. Let's take a moment to summarize what we discovered. First, we learned that listening is the foundation of fluency. Many learners focus only on grammar or vocabulary, but listening trains your brain to recognize natural English patterns. By listening every day, you train your mind to understand words, phrases, and intonation automatically. This makes speaking easier and faster because your brain is already familiar with the sounds and structures of English. Second, we explored practical exercises to combine listening and speaking, shadowing, pause and repeat, listening with questions, writing and speaking, retelling stories, and creating a daily routine. These techniques make your learning active. When you combine listening with speaking, your brain forms strong connections, and fluency comes faster. You don't just understand English, you can also produce it naturally. Third, we emphasized the importance of daily practice and consistency. Even 15 to 20 minutes a day is more effective than long, irregular sessions. The secret to fluency is not perfection, but regular, focused effort. Small, consistent steps build strong habits that last a lifetime. Now, I want to remind you of an important mindset. Fluency is not about speaking perfectly. It is about communication, confidence, and progress. Every time you listen carefully, repeat aloud, or retell a story, you are improving. Even if you make mistakes, your brain is learning. Mistakes are part of the process. They help you grow. Before we finish, I have a small request for you. If you found this podcast helpful, please like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. By subscribing, you will receive new episodes every day, helping you practice English step by step. Your support allows us to continue creating free content for learners worldwide. Also, I have a special gift for you. If you leave a comment below with the words, "Send me the PDF," I will send you the full written version of this podcast. The PDF contains all exercises, examples, and tips so you can review, read, and practice anytime you want. Many learners use this method to double their progress and strengthen listening and speaking skills. Finally, remember this: fluency is a journey. Every minute you spend listening, repeating, or speaking is a step forward. Don't wait for a perfect moment or a perfect teacher. Practice every day, stay motivated, and trust the process. You are capable of more than you think, and your English will improve if you take action consistently. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Slow English Podcast. I am David, and it has been a pleasure guiding you. Keep listening, keep speaking, and keep practicing. Your fluency is built one day at a time, and each small step counts. Goodbye for now, my friends, and see you in the next episode. Happy learning, and remember, your English fluency grows every day with practice.